Welcome back. Thanks again for joining us. We continue with our elections coverage, and it's brought us to Inyaga Purification Plant. It's in Bushbuckridge in Mpumalanga. Now, just before the break, we had some opening comments from our panelists here during our election debate. We're going to hear from them again in just a moment, but let's go to the heart of the matter now and just thrash out some of the issues that are affecting you, wherever you are in this part of Mpumalanga or even other parts of South Africa. We go to the streets and we hear from the ordinary people about what issues affect them the most. Let's take a look at this.
Upcoming elections is a problem. It's a problem. We don't trust our president. As for, I have mentioned that we don't have enough things here in Bushbuckridge. You can see our roads. There are a lot of potholes from Nelspruit up to, I'm sure, down to Guyana. There are a lot of potholes.
With the elections, what's different from 2008 and 2014? The promises are still the same, but then inflation, unemployment, everything is just going boom. So I don't know, if I would vote, I would be voting for ANC, not for Zuma. Because Zuma, to me, with all due respect, has been very selfish. With that $250 million, the money that he took to put on his private home, many people would have got internships, many jobs, improving other people's life. There are people who are living in shacks, people who don't have food, people who do not have money to go to school.
The election is very good. The popular vote very vote ka bontsi ka re go tshwana he ba sa ile lo vote ba re bala engwe party go khupose engwe party ande go vote go ga botse and ye mongwe le mongwe wa tseba tshwantse motswadi wa go ke motswadi wa go vele ka se change motswadi wa go ke motswadi wa go ANC ke yona vele ya rona ye re belegile ka mokana re belegile re zabaletse ka 1976 re bo Pretoria.
All right, so issues of education, issues of unemployment, potholes and other developmental matters being highlighted there. But I'd like to tackle an issue that is very synonymous with Mpumalanga, unfortunately, especially over the last few months, as something I witnessed firsthand as well, the water woes in this province. In Hazyview, where we were in a mall there was no water when we arrived yesterday. So I can bear testament to the water-related issues in the province. So let's get an answer. I'm going to remind you of our panelists before we continue. We've got the ANC's David Mahlobo. We've got Sipho Mbatha from the NFP, representing the Congress of the People, Isizile Ndlovu, and Themba Godi, president of the APC, is joining us as well to represent the African People's Convention with regards to this particular debate. Let's talk about water now. I'm going to ask you, because of course you're governing in Mpumalanga as the ANC. What is going on with regards to that? Contamination in Carolina, water shortages, protests linked to water-related issues in Bushbuckridge. We've heard allegations of sabotage, that some councillors are benefiting from the water tanks that are being brought in, pumps, infrastructure, a whole lot going on there. But let's separate fact from fiction with regards to water. What is happening?
Well, thank you very much, Ayanda. The fact is that when we took over this government in 1994, not all South Africans in the province were receiving water. With our plans, we did move the water provision from 77.7% here. Now we have 94.5% of our people who have access to water here. But there are still those people in a parts of our province that don't have water. And this provincial government has plans that we wanted to roll out in a number of areas. For an example, in Carolina, we spent more than 20 million when there was a water contamination caused by the mines. We went there with the leadership of the province, with the Minister of Water Affairs. We were able to eliminate those heavy metals in the water, and we were able to go there. I was personally there to drink that water in Carolina. The same problems in Ermelo. The population grew to a big number there. There was the drying of the dams. We spent 52 million in Ermelo to able to provide water. Additionally, 100 million is being put in Ermelo to deal with issues of operations and maintenance. You go to Victor Kanye in Delmas, you remember there were a number of people who died because of water contamination. The provincial government with the national government of President Zuma, we invested more than 200 million rand there. We put a treatment plant in Delmas. We put a big bulk water pipeline. Now they have water in that particular community. We are just sorting the issues of reticulation. Coming to Bushbuckridge, in Bushbuckridge where we are sitting right now, we have spent 1.08 billion rands to sort out the Inyaga Dam. The treatment work that is here provides 100 megalitres per day. We have about 154 villages in Bushbuck Ridge. Currently, Rainwater is spending about 421 million from the Premier of this province and the Minister of Water Affairs. We are reticulating these villages. We are currently have done 15 of them. We still have a number of these villages that we are actually going to reticulate. And groundwater here, there are boreholes that in this province is being sorting out, about 400 of them. We are on track in terms of giving water, but there are serious issues about issues of capacity in municipalities. But the plans to support these municipalities and reach out to the people of Mpumalanga, we have done well, and the story is very good. Even the opposition here is drinking the same water that actually is making them to be alive.
Thank you so much, Mr. Mahlobo. Mr. Ndlovu, I know you feel very strongly about water-related issues. What is your concern?
Look, this government that he is representing have killed over 150 cows here in Bushbuck Ridge alone, celebrating the opening of the conclusion of projects that on reticulation. People in Sibambayana, as I'm speaking to you, are drinking water from a well. People from Tlamalani are doing that. A village that is bordering the very same water treatment works that we are in does not have water. At Springs, at Newscombe, there's no water. They are spending in December. He is the head of Department of Local Government, by the way. In December alone, they spent 10 million on water tankers because there is no water. I mean, the story that he's telling is only known by him, not by the people of Bushbuck Ridge. Yeah. You would understand that the issue of, everywhere you go to MP Stream, there is no water. I was at Madras doing door-to-door some 3 days ago. There is no water. I was in Bombela. There is a village called TV. There is no water. I was in a village called Loss. There is no water. I was in Kabul. So it's all over. So that's the point that I'm raising to you.
Let me give Mr. Godi a chance to also weigh in on this debate. I want to find out what solutions are you proposing. We know there's a problem. What are the solutions?
Yeah, I think that when you're talking to the supply of water and the general service delivery issues in Mpumalanga or in Bushbuck Ridge, they must be seen within the context of the massive underdevelopment that was there, and secondly, the practical and real challenges of governance. Because we're sitting here at the dam, but if you go to College View, which is just across, there is no water. When I arrived home last night, there was no water. So there are challenges of capacity, there are challenges of governance. And I think that the provincial government and the national government need to strongly intervene, because the making water a municipal competence means that if you live in a municipality that is functional, you are going to get water. But if you live in a municipality that is dysfunctional, you're not going to get proper services. So if water were to be made a national competence, it will ensure that there is standardization of services as well as standards.
So the problem is broader than that. This is just the symptom.
Yeah, I think we need to look at it much broader and a little deeper than just that there is no water.
Thank you so much, Mr. Godi. I'm going to ask Mr. Mbata, and just remind the viewers at home, if you're wondering what that noise is in the background, of course, we're at a water purification plant. So this is what happens on a day-to-day basis. It's just bearing testimony to the work that's being done in this part of Mpumalanga. Mr. Mbata, I'm going to ask you to weigh in on this debate. Is it a crisis, do you think, at the moment?
It is a serious crisis, Ayanda. Wherever you go throughout the province of Mpumalanga, there is an outcry of the lack of service delivery. My brother here from the ANC, who is the head of Department of Local Government, is talking about the lack of capacity in all municipalities, which is hindering people not to get the service delivery that they are acquiring. Now, wherever you go, be it roads, be it water, or any other related matters regarding the issue of service delivery, there is an outcry in Mpumalanga, and people want to be liberated. And I think after the 7th of May, the NFP will come with a solution to resolve the issue of Mpumalanga. And he cannot actually come here and tell us that there is a lack of capacity with the officials that are deployed in municipalities, because he's actually deploying them with his MEC. At the end of the day, the ANC has failed the people of Mpumalanga, and it needs to be rectified.
Mr. Mahlawa, I know you also want to respond to that, but I don't want to spend too much time on issues of water, as crucial as they are in Mpumalanga. The next issue that's topping the agenda is the issue of health. We have the HRC, the Human Rights Commission, having given the province until the 31st of March to deal with the matter of 3 hospitals, I think Rob Ferreira being one of them, that were in dire straits when they had looked into them, saying they even compromised the right to access healthcare, proper healthcare for the majority of the people here in Mpumalanga. What have you done about that report, and have you put in place mechanisms to deal with it by the deadline, which was just at the end of last month?
Well, the issues of health, as you are aware, they remain one of our priorities as the ANC here. The Premier of the province, Comrade Titi Mabuza, visited all the hospitals before the Human Science Research Council did that particular report. We were able to discover that there are challenges in a number of hospitals in the province. One of the issues are the human resource issues. In the province, we have attended to the issues of administration, where CEOs have been appointed that are very competent to run these hospitals. We have also noted that the infrastructure is not in good condition. In terms of the Premier's report, we're able then to start the rehabilitation. As I speak now, there is work happening in 8 hospitals that are being demolished to put new hospitals. If you look in Piet Retief and other parts of the province, we're also having 12 hospitals that were also doing rehabilitation. The primary health facilities in the province and community health facilities are being rolled out in a number of these in the province. More importantly, our people, they've started to access the national health insurance. If you look in Health Sibande as a pilot district, many of those particular district hospitals, they have been revitalized. Number of people are attending the HCT. We're also doing medical male circumcision, working with the traditional leaders and other partners here. Our strategy is intact, and the resources are in place to implement that strategy to change the health profile of our people.
Okay, we're going to have to take a quick ad break. I've noted, Mr. Gordy, you have something to say in response to that. Also listening very intently, I can see Congress of the People's representative there, waiting to pounce at any opportunity to respond to that. So we'll get the response in just a moment. Quick ad break. Make sure you stay right where you are.